It's been more than 2 weeks since the Moti brothers were abducted in Polokwane in Limpopo. The four boys were on their way to school when armed men in two cars blocked the R37 highway, fired shots, and forced the children out of their car. There are still no reports at this stage of any ransom demands or the whereabouts of these brothers. eNCA's Barry Bateman has more on the story, joining us now live here in our studios. He's been tracking this story. Barry, almost 3 weeks now since the kidnapping. Do we have any news at all about the whereabouts of these Moti brothers?
Dan, the unfortunate response to that question is no. We don't have any news at this stage. I was speaking to the police earlier. I put a question through to them. What is the latest update? The spokesperson, Vish Naidu, simply said no comment. There was a report a week ago which was rubbished by the police. The report was about arrests in this matter. The police at that stage issued a statement saying that the case was at a very sensitive stage. And we understand that. Of course, we respect that. We know that a lot is happening in the background. But on the actual location of these four brothers, or whether or not there's a demand that has been requested, we don't have any update at this stage, unfortunately.
Any inkling at all who the kidnappers might be?
Professionals. I was speaking to Gerard Labuschagne, former police profiler, forensic psychologist, and I was asking that question, well, what can we know about the types of people who would do this? We're not talking about people who are just taking a chance to make a quick buck. The way it was executed, done on the highway with the firearms, this would have taken months of planning, and the goal here is to get money and lots of it. Take a listen to what Dr. Labuschagne had to say.
This professional group or groups that have kind of moved into South Africa, probably from around 2015, 2016. We saw that with the Omar Karim case, who was from Laudium just outside of Pretoria. And it was a group of people that moved pretty much from Mozambique and are now operating in South Africa, or multiple groups. And these are highly professional groups. They have technologically very advanced. They have international links. And it's most likely, in my opinion, that's the people that have moved over and kidnapped these young boys. It sounds like it was very professionally well organized. And of course, it's 3 weeks down the line. The police haven't obviously found those kids. So I think we're probably dealing with one of those professional groups, as opposed to this sort of lower level chancers who might dabble at this and see if they can get it right.
You know, this amount of kidnappings for ransom and targeting children or family members of very rich men or women, it's rife in Mozambique. It's been happening for some time. In fact, a week before or so of this Moti brothers kidnapping, there was a kidnapping which went unreported in South Africa of one of the sons of one of Mozambique's richest men here in Ekurhuleni, here in Gauteng.
That's it. Well, Labuschagne was telling me that they believe or suspect that the people responsible for the Moti brothers kidnapping are probably from Mozambique. They've just brought that crime and executing it here.
Yeah, it's been happening for quite some time. So what hope would there be for the family? I mean, you've got 4 kids. I mean, let's not forget, these are school-going children who were kidnapped. We say Moti brothers, but these are youngsters.
Very young. There is hope, Dan. Gerard Labuschagne explaining that when in cases like this, and he's hoped that this has been explained to the family, that you're not going to get a result through an investigation. Investigation meaning tracking down the abductors and rescuing the children. That doesn't happen in South Africa. He says from experience they know that the way this is going to be solved is through negotiations. And you might think that you never negotiate with people like this here, but unfortunately that is just the way it has been done. And that is, in most cases, how you end up with a positive outcome. Positive outcome being the release safely of the people who have been abducted. Take a listen.
I hope by now they've realized that the negotiation is the only way that you're probably going to see the children released, and that they've got proper professional people who are professional negotiators. The fact that you're a great investigator has nothing to do about you being a negotiator. So there are professional people, as I said, in SAPS, they do have the right people who can help with this. But there are definitely other people in South Africa who have training and experience in dealing with these types of high-value sort of kidnapping cases. So I hope that they've kind of shifted over to realize negotiating is the way to go, and getting the right people to assist them. You will get your family members back. Like I said, almost 99% of the time in these very big high-profile cases, you will get them back. It will take time, but you're going to have to focus your energies on negotiating with the offenders.
So that means, to conclude, Barry, before I let you go, negotiating means the family would have to be in direct contact, or the kidnappers will find, they'll know, of course, how to get in touch with the parents of these four children, and then you talk to them. But that's done normally, from what he's saying, away from the glare of public or the media, because the abductors want to protect themselves because they want the money.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a financial crime. This is what they're doing here. They've taken the most vulnerable from a very wealthy family, and they're using that as the bartering chip to get money.
Thank you very much. Barry Bateman, the latest there on that saga involving the four Moti brothers, those young children who were kidnapped on their way to school about 19 days ago in Limpopo. Now,